Eugene, you have extensive experience on producing of lime. We hear about limestone, quick lime, hydrated lime. What's the difference between the three? If you can just kick off with this.
Well, first of all, good afternoon to all our listeners. Good afternoon, Prince. And I have to say, first of all, it's an honor to have been invited to this podcast. I've known Carsten a long time. I've known the company a long time. And for my sins, I've been in the cement and lime industry a long time. So I've learned a lot, but still learning every single day. So yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. I think just from the outset, we're certainly not going to try and teach the chemical engineers on this podcast something about lime. I'm sure they've learned that at Chemical Engineering 101. But it was certainly aimed, certainly from the lime side, to share some basic knowledge and certainly, as you've alluded to, the correct application and the different limes, more to the layman, and also provide a platform for our listeners. So to your question, and thank you very much for sharing that. You know, for my sins, I've also looked after the agricultural industry. And if you phone a farmer, he talks about lime when he actually means limestone. And you shouldn't correct him because the farmer then gets very upset. So when you talk to a farmer, know that lime actually means limestone. So, you know, you raise a very, very valid question. But to the point, so let's just go through the generic names and the chemical definition of the three. So limestone is fundamentally calcium carbonate, CaCO3, and is what we mine at our mine in the Northern Cape. And that is what is used to produce unslaked, quick lime, burnt lime for the different applications. So if we then say limestone goes through a kiln, and we'll talk about it later on, it's then at the end of the kiln, we produce quick lime. So the difference between limestone and quick lime is really a calcination process. So it's putting it through a kiln that would run at somewhere between 1100 and 1300 degrees, and we burn off the the carbon dioxide from the limestone, and we then produce a calcium oxide. And then, of course, the next step of the beneficiation process, to your question, hydrated lime. And hydrated lime is simply a dry powder, i.e. unslaked lime, that has gone through a hydration process, adding about 2 to 3% water through what I always refer to massive washing machines at our beneficiation plant in Vereeniging, as well as the Northern Cape, and we produce a hydrated lime. So that is really, in essence, limestone, then unslaked lime through a kiln, and then hydrated lime through a hydrator or a washing machine.